じゃらや、わらはもう相続すらやである。みんなの愛する情報大臣である。And on tonight's news, let's get started, shall we? It's been a decade ever since the Cascadian mob declared their Gaian incursion against Quebec and its protectorates, Absaroka and the Novi Hetmanate. Periodically, conflicts have been going on and off ever since, though it died down for good back in 2007. Earlier this month, the Yukon has been set on fire once more as the rabid yeomen reawakened their war chariots. In response, the Quebec Paramela military, Pelerin de Saint-Michel, were deployed alongside the headman's own Cossacks. What changed? What stood the sleeping giant? Word on a grapevine of the Ministry of Intelligence was that the Olympian Hive have recently invested into Cascadia, reluctantly, and they want returns. We all know what the Cascadians wanted from Quebec, Yellowstone. Currently under the custodianship of Absaroka, Mother Nature's pressure cooker is up for grabs. As for what they have planned, it's kinda obvious. Cascadia has always been regarded as the militant vanguard of the Anthropocene question. A hodgepodge commune of Luddites, anti-humanists, anti-civilizationists, and human extinction groups, being strange bedfellows. As for the Cascadian Council, goal-wise, they're at odds, but a shared method kept them together for the time being. And coincidentally, there's this thing called the Pacific Ring of Fire right beneath their feet. Put two and two together, and you can see where this is going. All they need is Yellowstone, a couple harmonic oscillators in place, and the whole Pacific will go busto. Now, I ain't some kind of geologist or economist, but I know and pretty certain that that's gonna be bad for our business. Especially if all the big ass bureaucrats are buried beneath volcanic ash. Our best bet right now is ensuring the Quebecois Crusaders repel any attempts at claiming Yellowstone. Moving on to coordination. Today's Blue Light Special, Theater 4. We hope the Franco-Iberian acolytes appreciate their new quest. Welcome back. While Borealian America stirs as it reenacts the Northern Crusade, shockwaves are being felt across the continent. In the immediate south of Cascadia, Imperial President of Molossia, Kevin Bow, formally declared a state of emergency. As Cascadia is not a centralized body, there's risk of paramilitaries or any uppity rangers with guns spilling over into neutral territories. The Malassian Guard are now patrolling the northern borders, ensuring none will get in and out, and may Emperor Norton protect the Malassians. On to the east. With the Hetmanate and Apsaroka being involved in the conflict, the Borelian breadbasket is now under lockdown as the Quebecois protectorates transitions into autarky. As grain, potato, cattle-based exports are being limited, food prices are expected to incline. Most importers of Hetmanate crops are the American East, Chicagoland, New York, and the Confederation of Babylon, mostly due to their sanctions on the Republic of Colombia and having to find alternative sources. Pragmatism of ideals, Babylon and its partners declared to lift their sanctions over Colombia in hopes of gaining access to Midwestern crops and cattle. The Colombian government have yet to reveal a public response for the time being. The Cascadian conflict has, inevitably, awoken another pariah in the Deep South. Inspired, or conspired, by the Cascadian conflict, the Islamic State of Shabazz in Africa starts prodding Babylon to the north. Babylonian Grandmaster Augustus Sol Invictus issued the following response to the ISSA. Buzz off. If this ever escalates, we expect to see another conflict between the Telemites and the Shabbazites. Cults against cults. Over to the southwest, the common republics of West America and the Republic of Texas are currently unfettered by the events of Borrelia. For now, status quo rules. With that wrapped up, onto coordination. Welcome back. Speaking of cults, let's check up on our friends over in the Rus. It's been a year since Oriania declared its Sviata Voivinia over the Eurasian Collective of Networks, and nothing's been done. Let me give a refresher to jog your noggin. To no one's surprise, Russia didn't give a damn that they're being whittled by Oriania. Instead, everything related to the conflict has been delegated to the Autotrophic Network of Novorossiya. Not willing to get their utopian hands dirty, the Autotrophic Novorossian government were given full autonomy to carry out everything necessary to wrap up this kerfuffle. Day by day, Novorossian Premier Dmitry Medvedev manages to sever Moscow's grasp on Tsaritsyn. With the recent ascension of Nikolai Kirillovich Romanov, now known as Nikolai III, as the unofficial figurehead of Novorossiya, our acolytes living there fear the day Novorossiya declares independence from the collective. The Sviata Voivinia has been stagnating since. Earlier this month, Oriania decided on sending out their rabbit dogs, the Scythian Division, to finish off the Zaporozhian front. We don't usually intervene in the greatest game directly per se, but if status quo is at risk, we had to lay a finger. That's when one sunny day teleported in and laid psychic waste across the battlefield. As for interior matters, this is where things get a little ridiculous. With Novorossiya choosing to buddy up with the Global Nation, more and more of their assets make their way into Theater 9. The Ministry of Intelligence reported that the Sonation Alpha operative, Agent Caliber, has been sighted in Novorossiya. As Alpha operatives are the equivalent of our doyens, you know something ain't right there. 2 weeks ago, our embassy in Novorossiya went up in flames. We suspected it was a false flag planted by the Sun Nation in an attempt to... Huh? Right now? Wasn't expecting an update so soon. I'll, read this through with you. Our Minister of Innovation, Amizadic Zero, recently revealed her plan to break through the Orianian stalemate. According to the report, he had sent for Novorossian acolytes to get into Oriania through... Wait, that can't be right. Kurva! Is she seriously sending her goons to my borders? Is Dollface even doing her job? Carolee!
Yes, Donma.
Open up a line to old Dollface and make it snappy. I need a word with her.
Right now, sir?
It's now or never. I need to tie up this loose end before it comes knocking at my door.
All right. Opening a line to the Ministry of Innovation. Please hold.
Overworked and underpaid? Do unions just not cut it anymore? The Ministry of Society has the solution for you. Get Empathy Lock today. How does it work? Powered by her patented psychic technology, Empathy Lock will bind your emotions with that of any draconian schmuck you need to get rid of. Bind your manager. Bind your boss. Bind your mother-in-law. That's right, it even works on your mother-in-law. Empathy Lock causes your target to receive a full cut of your negative emotions while you get to leech off their positive mood in return. It's that easy, so don't feel bad about not being able to pay the bills of your children dying of pneumonia, because a different son of a bitch will take that way in your place instead. Working for a global mega corporation that ignores your basic rights? We'll have every single employee apply for Empathy Lock for no extra cost. Your coworkers will thank you for clearing their minds of their daily worries and grievances. The best part? Empathy Lock stacks. That's right, it stacks. And with executives and management having to carry the burden of 1,000 employees, they're gonna have to suck it up or take the easy way out. So stop being a wise guy. Get Empathy Lock today.
Disclaimer. Only activate Empathy Lock emoticon. Leeching positive emotions for extended periods without any breaks may cause headaches, nausea, terminal apathy, mania, susceptibilities, thrill-seeking, and debauchery. Empathy Lock may or may not be available depending on your theater of operations. Do not apply for Empathy Lock if you are publicly working for or associated with any affiliated organizations. You know who you are and where you live.
What are you doing up there? Get down before you hurt yourself. Dollface, I want to make this clear to you. I know you're a busy gal. I know you've got your games in the labs over there in Rostak, but you gotta take a look at the map sometimes. Last I recall, the Balkans is my turf. And the little birds told me that you're sending your goons into Romania without my knowledge. I don't want to sound like I don't give a damn about the goings in your territory, but the Orianian hullabaloo is your responsibility. Don't drag my civils along. You got 24 hours. Take them back, or I'll do it by force. Even the children if I have to. Yeah, I get you. Look, if it makes you feel any better, I'll talk to the boss man about lending a hand. Max will, surely understand. I know about Caliber. The nation sent that twist, and it's causing trouble for me too. We lost an embassy in Overus because of her. Pedraku! Let's not get into Pagagas' personal life. We'll ask the boss first whether to get her involved. That's all I gotta say, doll. We'll talk later. In the flesh, preferably. Cut connection. Suka puta pogoveli kurva diaru.
Nuopna.
Huh?
Sutteminka imemisien.
Cut the coordination now! And stay there. Sorry about that, folks. Before we get to the next big story, let's look over what our audience had to say over on IRC. Well, ain't that the bee's knees? Moving along, 2013 started with a bang for the Ministry of Information. In summary, earlier this January, a bunch of anarchists attacked Site FE, took out our amenities and services. That was the official story. But if this was a novel of sorts, we're seeing several plot holes here and there. First of all, the anarchists were wearing gear affiliated with COMB, a British anti-civilization group. Where in the Fogarach, in Carpathia, in the Balkans, on mainland Europe. A little far away from home, ain't it? Then there's the other elephant in the room. Somehow, a group that had no beef with our ministry willingly targeted us. And they just not know where we were, but even down to our infrastructure and weak points. What's weirder was that every cadaver we recovered had their heads exploded. Implants in their cranium. With no eggs to prod, that left us with no way of extracting their memories. Too many loose ends and too many cover-ups. I've seen plenty of bunco in my time behind the veil, and this whole shebang smells like a hit and run. Possibly from either the Order of Solomon or any of the Olympian Butter and Eggmen. The attack was both physical and digital. Luckily, the battle was topside. Not a bullet got through the surface bunkers. On the contrary, our broadcasting pipeline was sabotaged. Rats somehow able to get through the crevices during the chaos. Communications went busto, and our database was smoked, EMP'd, and a virus. For almost the entirety of January, the Ministry of Information had been burning the midnight oil to repair and recover our lost assets. As of today, operations have returned to normal efficiency. Scratch that. Fact is, thanks to the Ministry of Communication, we're doing much better. But before I say so, let's take a look at coordination. Before I declassify our latest novelty toy, let's check up on the hotline.
Госпожо, на линията има обаждащ се.
Put him through.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? I'm requesting assistance right now. I think they found me. I don't know how long I'll be able to last out here. Hello?
Carolee,
Yes, Donma?
where was that last call from?
Let's see. According to the digital address, it's from the border of Galicia and Bukovina.
Is it one of our boys?
Negative. Caller ID matches that of a strategic ops operative station there. We know there's a classified order depot within the coordinates.
So a little birdie broke out of their torture cage, it seems. Sucks to be him, I guess. Send a telegram to Strategic Ops. We found one of their missing goons. Anyways, after Site FE went dark, we needed to replace our gizmos and tech. Faster than you could say, canned pizzas. Da Young, our reliable Minister of Communication, offered us an alternative. For the past couple of years, we Wayfinders have been working together on something, a joint tech initiative. The Vixen says it's time we move it out of testing and take it out for a spin. We called it QB Sync. Vixen came up with the name. If you're an egghead, you might be familiar with quantum communication. Out with cables, signals, and laser optics. I ain't some kind of physicist, but the gist is that our broadcast has now been tangled with whatever machine you're watching on. In practice, no more latency. Once that machine of yours syncs with our broadcast, everything I do here at the studio will be displayed instantaneously. Wondrous piece of tech. Weird that we got our hands on this breakthrough before the Eurasians did. We just got one thing those eggheads don't. Our powers. Zeta's technomancy, Diane's foresight, Milanoa and Oswald's alchemy. A hell of an arcane collaboration. A showcase of what Quill can do to you with our services. The Ministry of Information had a rocky start this year, but the tide's changing. We got first-class seats to quantum communication. Everyone's joining in on the security forum soon for the first time in years. And our enemies, desperate enough to collaborate with human extinction anarchists. Things are looking up dandy for Quill and the Pact. Ain't jinxing it, but I'll be damned if this year's ain't gonna be a great one for us. Scratch that. Carolee, have Lillian's boys come down here and run some prayers. Think I just caused us 12 years of bad luck.